Hi guys, today I'm going to demonstrate how to test a diode. So the first things that you will need is you will need a multimeter like this, and then obviously you will need a diode. Now the first thing that you need to do is take the dial of your meter and put it onto the scale which you see there. There you can see the diode symbol, so that is where your dial is supposed to be when you test a diode. Alright, so let's start testing. But just before we test, something about the diode. If you can see there, on the one side of my diode I have a gray stripe. Right, so that gray stripe is basically my negative side of my diode, and we also call that the cathode side. And on the other side, which is the black side of my diode, we call that the positive side or my anode side. Right, so the diode only works in one direction, which means it will only pass current through the diode in one direction. Right, so the first direction which we're going to talk about is the forward bias mode, which means it has a low resistance in that direction, which means from my positive side to my negative side. When the diode is connected in the other way around, it means that the diode is now reverse biased, which means that is from my negative side to my positive side, and it has a high resistance when it's connected in that way. Right, so let's test for the diode. I should have a voltage drop over the diode, so I'm going to put my red lead onto my positive side, and my negative lead I will put on the negative side. There you can see I have a voltage drop of 0.526 volts, which means my diode is correct and it is now connected. Or if I connect it in the circuit, I will connect it like this, because now it's in the forward bias mode. If I turn around my diode and I put my red lead on my negative side and my black lead on my positive side, I would see that I have no voltage drop over the diode, and I only have an OL, which shows on my tester, which means out of limits, which means now my diode is connected in the reverse bias mode and it has a high resistance. No current will pass through that diode in that direction. Okay, right guys, and that is how you will test a diode.